On Britain's streets, a battle is raging. Over 11 million of us rent.
I'm freaking out, I'm terrified.
But thousands fall victim to rogue landlords.
It's just the worst property I've seen.
2 million of us are private landlords.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
But many face financial ruin at the hands of bad tenants.
Supposed to be out by yesterday.
Well, we're still here.
Get your hands up. Don't push.
I had a nervous breakdown for the first time ever in my life.
I'm not going back on the street, no way.
In this series, we're on the front line with the enforcement officers who crack down on rogue landlords.
There's a lot of scams going on.
This is gross exploitation. It just can't continue.
And the experts, whose job it is to evict bad tenants.
This kind of stump boils my blood.
It can be a little bit scary at times.
Oh, hey! Go! We called the police! We called the police!
In this episode,
I don't like this block already.
council officers go to the aid of a young mum trapped in a dangerous flat.
I just wanted a home for me and my daughter so we could have a normal life.
A married couple get more than they bargained for
All the windows are open and smashed.
with their first buy-to-let.
Shame on them. It's just a shame. It's just doing too much of that.
And the housing team
London Borough of Harrow, please come to the door, otherwise the doors will be false.
are on the trail of an unscrupulous landlord.
2, 4, 6, 8 people, at least 8 people in here.
"14 months ago, married couple Simon Mason and Pauline Dillamore bought their first ever buy-to-let property after attending a course on becoming landlords. The couple live in Essex, but they chose a flat 300 miles away in the northeast where prices are lower, buying it sight unseen.
We kind of bought it blind with a tenant in place. There's 2 ladies there who are partners.
Yeah, they're in a relationship
who
that we
live
know
there.
of. So the first 6 months were fairly quiet.
Yeah, a couple of little shortfalls on the rent, nothing to worry about. So we assumed everything was okay and it was ticking along.
They were hoping the 2-bed flat, which came with tenants in place, would prove a smart investment. Instead, it's become a nightmare.
It was about last August I received a phone call telling me that there'd been problems with the tenants, and then they sent an email saying that the police were worried about the activities going on there and the local council.
The police report was very shocking reading, up to about 120 arrests between the 2 tenants.
Both tenants have been arrested multiple times for offences, including breach of the peace and possession of Class A drugs. This behaviour could lead to the landlords themselves being prosecuted.
We're responsible ultimately for the property, and it could result in us action being taken against us if we allowed it to continue.
Today, Pauline and Simon are heading to the property to begin eviction proceedings. Expert Paul Champliner is handling the case.
There's hardly any rent arrears. The tenants get paid housing benefit. That's generally coming through. We're just ending the contract, so we're here to serve a 2-month notice called a Section 21 notice, just to end the contract. And then once we serve it, we have to wait. So it is a real waiting game. Hi.
Hi, Paul.
How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
About a couple of months ago, we got an email saying that the police and the community officers are going to prosecute us if we didn't get the tenants out.
Not easy being a landlord, is it?
No.
And it's your first one, isn't it?
It is our first one.
Okay.
We don't know what's behind the door. We've never met them.
Okay.
Because the property came with tenants, the landlords have never been inside or even visited the area before today.
Right, we go this way.
It was a very intimidating situation approaching the flat, definitely.
Is it the one with the window open?
Yeah.
The 2 lady tenants, between them, have been arrested over 100 times. This shows how terrible and how severe this situation was.
The 2-bed downstairs flat appears to be empty, but they quickly spot signs that at least one person is still there.
Oh, the furniture's all tipped upside down.
Oh my God, it doesn't look lived in, does it?
Well, I think it is lived in because the dog's there. There's no one in, I don't think. So look, I'm going to serve the notice. This is what we're here for, yeah? That's been served.
Should you have a look down the side?
Simon and Pauline have contracted a local management agent to check up on the property. Their most recent report said the flat was in good condition, but things have clearly deteriorated since then.
Oh, all the windows are smashed by the looks of it. All the windows are open and smashed.
Wow, that is shocking. Oh my God, look at the state of your windows.
Shopping trolleys laying about, broken doors in the back garden, rubbish everywhere, and the big smashed double glazed units just looked like a war zone.
And the problem we've got is until we get possession, which could be another 4, 5, 6 months, we don't know what state it's going to be in.
That's what you would imagine a squat to look like, unlived in, unloved, uncared for.
I wish we could get your property back straight away, but that's not going to happen. We've got to go through the process. And you seeing how it is now, God knows what it's like inside. I have to prepare you for the worst.
With months to wait until they can evict their unruly tenants and get access to their damaged flat, it's going to be a nervous wait for these rookie landlords. In Harrow, housing enforcement officers Micaiah Angus and Andrew Sedman are responding to complaints about conditions in a privately owned tower block.
We are going to check the conditions of the block because apparently there's a lot of disrepair issues. The leaseholder of 6 of the flats is the freeholder of the whole block. They've got a lot of responsibility.
I don't like this block already. So there's a lot of moisture ingress. Moisture's going somewhere.
That is horrible.
The communal areas show worrying signs of disrepair and damp.
From the local authorities, London Borough of Harrow.
Oh no, really?
Every tenant the team visits reports issues inside their own homes.
Bit of damp going on there as well.
Moisture ingress.
Yeah. That's Andrew Sedman and my colleague here, Micaiah Angus. We're looking at the whole building. No.
Young mum Katie has been living in the tower block for 7 months.
This is not acceptable.
Her flat is owned by a private landlord rather than the building's freeholder. But she's also experiencing serious issues.
I have mushrooms in there. There's mushrooms even down there still.
Oh my God.
Every week.
Gee whiz.
I'm like, you seriously paying to live here? Oh, wow.
The wall is actually wet to the touch.
This room is a write-off.
In the kitchen, it's even worse.
Oh, when the leak comes, it comes through my light.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
When it comes down, it literally comes. I've got a video of it coming down like tap water, and I've sent it to him on WhatsApp.
God. Oh my God.
Keeps blaming the people upstairs.
I'm sure the landlords don't live like this at all.
Nice worktop, but...
That's the best thing.
I built the kitchen myself.
Oh right,
Yeah.
So you've done the good bits in here, and the rest is just there.
Yeah.
Shoddy workmanship.
Yeah, you said it.
My heart went out to her because, you know, she's trying to make a life for her and her child. And you can't really make a life for yourself in that kind of condition.
Before moving into the flat, Katie and her daughter were sofa surfing. She's on housing benefit and many private landlords won't take her. This flat is the only place she could find.
What kind of heating have you got in here? Just that?
There's no need to cry, darling. It's all right, okay?
Since I was like 16, I've just been living so bad. But before I had her, I was in a hostel. They kicked me out, and then I was sleeping on my friend's sofa, and then I got this.
It's okay. I'm gonna get someone to get back to the office, okay?
She's had to throw away her bed and her child's bed because the bed smelled of damp and mould.
I just wanted a home. I just wanted a home for me and my daughter so we could like have a normal life. But I broke my things in here and everything got destroyed. My landlord even recommended that I go back to where I came from, but what, go back to someone's sofa?
Oh God, here we go.
Outside, Andrew and Micaiah quickly discover one cause of the damp that's affecting Katie and the other flats.
We now know why there's so much moisture on this side of the building. Everything's blocked. The water has to go somewhere.
It does. The walls are soaking it up very nicely. and everyone's suffering as a result of someone not clearing a simple thing like clearing a drain.
Andrew and Micaiah will now contact the tower block's freeholder and individual landlords. They will instruct them to make urgent repairs before the situation deteriorates. It's 2.5 months since Paul Champliner served notice to tenants of a flat in Northumberland who should have left a fortnight ago. His clients, landlords Simon and Pauline, have received complaints from the police about rows and antisocial behaviour involving the two women living there.
This case is quite unusual because the council and the community support police officer are on the phone constantly to say, when are you evicting these tenants? When are you evicting these tenants? They're a complete and utter nightmare for the neighbourhood.
One tenant, the woman who had previously been in prison, has left, but the landlords have learned their other evicted tenant is still living there. Although she's not been convicted of any offence, police have warned she could still become volatile.
It's not a normal eviction relating to rent arrears, it's because of antisocial behaviour. So I want to get some answers today to see if they're going to leave the property.
Waiting for Paul are the flat's owners Simon Mason and Pauline Dillamore.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Paul.
How are you, Simon?
Good.
Hi, Pauline. You all right?
Nice to see you again. We've been warned on several occasions that the tenants were volatile and not to approach them. The police were concerned for our safety.
This is the landlord's first ever buy-to-let. They live 300 miles away in Essex and have never been inside the flat.
So, update me, any dramas since we last met?
The managing agent did pay a visit, done a drive-by. When was that? A few weeks ago.
Right.
Said she was there then.
Right, and did she speak to them?
She did speak to them. She said she was in the garden with her dog.
Right.
And she said, you're supposed to be leaving. And she said something along the lines of, I've got nowhere to go.
Right.
If anyone is still living in the property, the landlords will have to seek a court possession order and possibly call in bailiffs.
That's the one. Paint up all in a burnt bin.
It looks like more damage has occurred since their last visit.
Oh my God, there's like a right cars in there. Look at that. Hi, there's the door. She's in. Hi. Hi there, you Anne-Marie?
Yes.
Yeah, hello there. I'm with the landlord.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm with the landlord, Simon. I served a notice, didn't I? Yes. You know, an eviction notice, which said that you should have been out a couple of weeks ago. What?
15,
yes. What's the situation? Are you going to be leaving?
I'm handing I've got to ring up on Friday. I'll be handing the keys in on Friday.
Oh, on Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
This little elderly lady answered the door, and I was a bit shocked. I'd read what supposedly she'd been doing in the police reports and whatever. But when she answered the door, it was like butter wouldn't melt.
So have you got somewhere else to go then?
I'm going home with my son at the moment.
All right, okay, all right. Well, that's good news for the landlord, and there's been obviously loads of antisocial behaviour and damage and stuff like that. Is there any other questions? That
the damage, the windows that have all been smashed, have they been fixed?
No, I wasn't here when that happened. It's been reported to the police.
And nobody knows who did it?
Well, I've heard nothing back.
Because they're smashed from the inside, so it's someone you've let into your house to
No,
smash
they're
them.
not smashed from the inside.
No, they have been, yeah. We saw when we came here last time.
If you have a look,
yeah.
If they were smashed from the inside, the window would be out. There's only one panel out on the outside.
But you don't know who did the damage, no?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I know that the tenant who live upstairs actually seen somebody leave.
Did they set fire to the bin as well?
Oh, I know nothing about that.
You don't know anything about anything, though?
About the bin, no.
Okay, all right then. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Bye.
She said, it's nothing to do with me. I wasn't here. It's not my fault, not my problem. But it isn't her problem, is it? She can just walk away from it.
The remaining tenant has promised to leave by the end of the week. Her landlords can only hope she keeps her word and that their property isn't too badly damaged. A week ago, council officers discovered a privately owned tower block which is beset with leaks and damp. They ordered urgent repairs to take place. But young mum Katie, who rents a flat in the building, is still experiencing problems.
Basically, I had everything originally, it was all here, but a lot of the stuff that was at the front was getting really mouldy, and her clothes as well, they were complaining that she smells like mould at school, so I've had to move everything as far away from this corner of the room as I could, really.
With unsafe electrics and rooms full of mould, Katie is having to keep her daughter in just one room.
And I've not been able to potty train her because her life is locked in here, if you get what I mean. There's no routine in her life. She doesn't come to the bathroom or anything. I literally stop her from going in that area whatsoever because there's just so much hazards. There's holes in the floor. It's ridiculous. I feel like she's not having a life. She doesn't have a life because she's stuck in one room. No child, especially at her age, they should be exploring. And it's unfair on her because I know she doesn't understand, but teachers saying stuff that she smells like mould. It's almost like they think that she's dirty or something.
It's great cute.
With conditions continuing to cause residents concern, Micaiah Angus and Andrew Sedman are returning to see for themselves.
Based upon what I know about this landlord, I reckon we'll turn up today and see that absolutely nothing's been done.
The wet block, as we call it in the office, because I've never seen a block so wet in my life. It does have a particularly disgusting reputation as a property.
Oh, look! It's still leaking.
Oh.
This is wet, soaking wet. And it's so wet that it's actually got vegetation growing out of it.
Early signs seem to confirm Andrew and Micaiah's fears that no improvements have been made.
Oh, look.
Oh, well, I haven't
Security. There is none. Hello, Miss Benin.
Hello.
Okay. Nothing's changed then?
No.
This is wet. The electrics are a joke. The damp and mold's a joke.
Water's getting inside that. I'm not turning that switch on. I don't want to die. This is unforgivable. You can't have this going on in 2018. You can't have people going through this. This is unacceptable on all levels.
Katie says the damp is affecting her health.
I was actually having issues with my lungs the other day, and I had to go to hospital because of it.
See,
I'm getting like bubbly sensations on my lungs, and I've had to have blood tests to see what it is, but I'm just waiting for them to get back.
You might have an issue with black mould. You might have an allergy to it. I'm a mum, and I would hate for my girls to be in that kind of predicament. This room can't be used.
No, this room's uninhabitable.
Some of the biggest risks lie in the kitchen.
This black mould growth, it's going to make you sick. It's going to give you breathing problems.
Then it can fall, it's flaking away, bits can fall in your food. This is an area where you're
This is food
preparing
safety.
Food.
Come on.
I don't know what to say, I just try so hard.
Okay, we're going to get through this.
Yeah, we'll get you through this, don't worry. Don't you worry about where you end up. Anywhere's better than here. Yeah, innit? So, don't worry about that. We'll be looking.
It's just maintaining it, it's just hard work.
You won't,
I know, it will be
I don't
hard
want you
work.
having that worry anymore.
Okay.
So, I just want you to look back on this and say, thank God I got through it.
Okay, sticks with me. We all deserve to be safe and secure within our homes. As it stands, she's not safe and secure.
Let's shut them down.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Conditions are so bad that Micaiah and Andrew have decided to issue a prohibition order.
Landlord needs to step in and be responsible. So, he's going to feel the weight of the law now, for sure.
This means that no one will be able to live in the block until the repairs have been made. In the meantime, Katie's landlord will be responsible for rehousing her.
You want to give Mummy a cuddle?
Katie's landlord says that the issues she's experienced were the results of leaks that the tower block freeholder was responsible for fixing. They insist they promptly passed on all reports of faults to the freeholder who failed to act. They had already asked the council to rehouse Katie as they recognised her flat was not fit for habitation. The landlord is now working with other flat owners in the building in an attempt to get the freehold actively managed and repaired. The freeholders of the block of flats, Buttercup Buildings Limited, maintain their responsibility is only the maintenance of the common areas of the flats. They say they carried out the Harrow Council notices in the common parts, and any leak or nuisance which arises between 2 or more flats is not their responsibility. Simon Mason and Pauline Dillamore have been asked to evict their antisocial tenants by the police. One of the women has left, but 3 days ago, the other tenant was still living in their flat. They're returning today to see whether she's gone.
She seemed very believable, and she seemed very different to what we expected. All the arrests she's had at the property, the fact that the police have ordered us to get them evicted, leads us to believe that she's not to be trusted and that she won't be leaving today, but we'll have to find out.
We'll have to wait and see whether she has gone or not.
The married landlords aren't from the area, so they're meeting local estate agent Johnny Wright. He'll be assessing the flat if the tenant has kept her word and left.
Anne-Marie. Hello. There she's gone.
Gone?
The house is empty, but the relief is short-lived.
Right, there's your thingy, right? You've done no repairs to this house, right? What? There's your keys.
The son of the evicted tenant arrives to hand over the keys and confront the landlords over his mother's eviction.
Oh, I'll take you to court.
He was sort of bringing the keys over, but also with the attitude of an attack.
Everything is perfect, spotless, immaculate. This landlord's done nothing for her. It wasn't me mum, it's the landlord. She's, in bits, she's crying her eyes out and everything, she's got nowhere to go, no, she's homeless basically.
Despite a history of run-ins with the police and neighbours, the son believes his mum is the wronged party.
Shame on them, it's just a shame. And you know something, you would never have a better tenant than her. It's just doing too much of that.
I don't know any of this.
That's all it is, mate. And that's the problem. And Ian had it because you've already told me, mother, you've rang her up and you've told her.
When was this?
I was there. You told my mum that she was keep ringing you for complaining against mum and you were sick of her on the phone. I swear on the Bible and I'm a pure Catholic. I swear to God, you did say that.
Just complete lies.
I've never heard anything like it.
Never heard anything like it. We've got the photos of the property when we bought it. There's never been reports of damage to the property asking us to repair it. It's just shocking.
Baffling.
18 months after they bought this flat with sitting tenants, Simon and Pauline finally set foot inside.
It's just shocking, isn't it? All we've ever seen the property were on the property details, the pictures, and this is certainly not what it looked like. Not at all. It was carpeted, it was clean. Really, with the state of the place, it's going to need a complete refurb. It's going to be a lot of work to get this ready for another tenant to move in. It's just shocking. We can't even gain access to the kitchen.
Just bust the latch.
They never reported anything.
All the curtain poles ripped out the walls. Obviously needs redecorating throughout, new floors, new doors. It was a bit endless, really.
Actually, this is better than I thought, other than the...
Kitchen's not as bad as it seems. Oh, it's on the outside, that window.
In the case of the broken kitchen window, it looks like the tenant was telling the truth.
I think the bathroom windows are smashed as well, aren't they? You lose faith in people that, you know, they've just got absolutely no respect for anything.
Turned it from sort of a dream purchase into a nightmare purchase.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
The property details, it was a really tidy, well-maintained flat. I mean, it was immaculate, carpeted throughout, decoration. It was in really good order. We were quite happy with the purchase. To find it in this condition, stripped bare, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simon and Pauline bought this flat 18 months ago after viewing it in a brochure. The reality of life as landlords has been a rude awakening.
Glad we got it back, but yeah, it's a lot of ag for just a small rental that isn't really worth so much ag. But possibly put it up for sale.
I think it might. I think that might be the way forward.
Just to wash your hands of it.
In Harrow, council enforcement officers Micaiah Angus and Andrew Sedman have a fresh case to deal with. They've heard alarming reports that a notorious exploitative landlord has started operating in the area.
We are trying to stop people living in terrible conditions. It's not fair. If those that are collecting the rent are living the life of Riley, why should others be living in squalor?
Today, they hope to inspect a property the bad landlord is believed to be running. Waiting for them is Eddie from the council planning department.
See you. And you too. There's 2 keys there.
The fact that the keys to this place were in the letterbox right there, there was nothing stopping us entering.
Because they believe the home is an unlicensed house of multiple occupancy, officers are legally allowed to enter.
Hello, London Borough of Harrow, residential licensing.
Oh my God.
No one is in, but it's quickly clear that someone is cramming a lot of people into this 2-bed flat.
How many do you reckon we get on those beds? 2 in each easily. So 2, 4, 6, 8 people, at least 8 people in here.
Look,
there's a cot.
Car seat and baby bath.
Oh,
Moses
Lord.
basket.
Being a father, I cannot imagine bringing my children up in conditions such as the ones we saw in this property. It's unthinkable.
In the other rooms, there's more evidence of alarming overcrowding.
1, 2, 3, 4 pillows, another mattress there. Yeah, there's at least 5 people in here. 2 double beds, plus another one. So what's that, 5 people in here, squashed in? There's about 18 people, at least. This is, yeah, it's just shocking. Everything that could be wrong about a property was all wrong in that property. You had a bunk bed made for 8 people. It was made from wooden planks.
A minimum of 18 people,
at least, yeah.
All trying to use 1 toilet, 1 bathroom. It's utterly disgusting here.
This landlord, he is up there in the top 10, maybe top 5 of rogue landlords as we know in this country.
The team now have evidence that suggests this landlord is once again renting out illegally overcrowded properties. Back at the office, Micaiah contacts him to demand a meeting.
All right, I'll see you there tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you, goodbye. He's saying he doesn't believe anything untoward about it being overcrowded. It's annoying and frustrating.
Micaiah and the team will confront the landlord at the property. They also intend to raid another home he's believed to operate in the area. Eviction specialist Paul Champlina is helping a landlord get rid of his non-paying tenant. This 1-bed flat belongs to a landlord called Eugene Song. He's only ever had 1 tenant, Brendan O'Brien.
The tenant has been with him for about 5 years, and he's been a perfectly good tenant, and then it all went wrong.
9 months ago, Brendan stopped paying the rent, and now he owes over £7,000.
He's tried to phone him, send emails, just having no joy whatsoever. Tenants falling hard times, and a lot of landlords want to try and work with it and try and help the tenant out. But if you're not hearing anything, it just adds to the problem whereby you think, well, I need to take some action.
The landlord won a possession order in court 2 weeks ago, and today Brendan is due to leave. Paul's heading to the property to find out if he's complied.
If it turns out that he's actually left the property, that would be great news.
With the landlord currently working abroad, Paul is meeting Shannon Taberman.
Nice to see you. You okay?
The letting agent.
Got the keys, let's go and check out and see if he's there, living there or not.
If Brendan has ignored the order to vacate, the landlord will face further eviction costs on top of his lost rent. The early signs aren't promising.
But there's posts for this tenant, Mr. O'Brien, yeah. So he's clearly picking his post up because it looks like it's just daily post. So let's go and knock and see, have a look. Hello, Mr. O'Brien. We've come to do an inspection of the property with the agent. I can hear. Oh, hello. Oh, Mr. O'Brien. Yes. We're from the landlord. We've got a court order and a possession order. Well, you've got that and the rent arrears because you haven't paid any rent since July.
I'm waiting for the actual eviction date. The council told me if I leave before the actual eviction date, I'll be...
Rehoused? You're trying to get...
No, they'll... Oh, I forgot what it's called, but I'll be potentially properly evicted, which means they won't...
They may not help you any because you've made yourself homeless by not paying the rent, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you're unemployed, then at least you could have applied for local housing allowance, and then Eugene would have been able to get some benefit. Now he's over £7,000 in rent arrears.
Okay. I will not give Eugene any more problems.
No, I know that. I understand your situation, but I mean, obviously, if you'd had dialogue with him, the situation might have been easier. When a tenant is down on their luck, sometimes they can't face speaking to the landlord, and they just bury their head in the sand, and they think that things will get better. And actually, most of the time, it gets worse. Are we able to do access? Are we allowed to come in to do access?
I'm just about to go to the job centre.
OK, all right. We've now established that we need to go to the next step, which is bailiff eviction. OK.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Paul has his own suspicions about Brendan's reluctance to let them in.
I felt a bit sorry for him, to be honest. Flat, absolutely pen and inked, you know. It stunk of just smoking, you know. So, and I'm sure it's a complete tip in there. That's why he didn't want us to come in.
Paul has no option but to return with bailiffs in just over a month's time. "24 hours ago, council enforcement officers Micaiah Angus and Andrew Sedman discovered a dangerously overcrowded flat being managed by a rogue landlord. Now they're en route back to the property to confront him.
I know he likes to take properties and fill them out with loads of people because I've come across him at other properties.
With advance warning of their visit, Micaiah suspects the landlord may have already removed any evidence of the overcrowding.
It's probably going to be empty, so all the beds and all the personal belongings we saw yesterday will probably not be there.
Waiting for them is Eddie from the council planning department, but the landlord is nowhere to be seen.
He agreed to meet us here at 11:30, but Andrew and I are in the opinion he's not going to be here.
Tried ringing his phone. It's funny, he doesn't pick it up.
Someone is in the flat,
Windows are open.
but the key they used yesterday to gain entry is nowhere to be seen.
They've moved it.
Yeah, they know we're coming, that's why.
Oh my God.
Around the side.
Hello, can you open the door, please?
You need to open the door, please.
Otherwise, we will come back with warrants. Is he coming? Can you come and open the door? If you do not open this door now, I will go straight back to the office and write a warrant application and come back tomorrow. You need to open it now. Thank you.
The landlord finally opens the door.
Hello, sir.
But as they suspected, the 18 beds the officers saw a day earlier have all gone.
Told you, they've done it. They've cleared it.
Empty. The bunk beds have gone. This gentleman is well drilled. The property was, shock horror, empty.
Yesterday, there were enough beds for 18 people.
18 bed spaces, and there's children in here. You do realise we've got photographs, we've got video footage.
There was 18 people here. We counted all the beds.
Turning around trying to tell me and my esteemed colleagues that we're making it up and what we saw is not true. Behave yourself.
How can you lie? We're going to issue an enforcement notice for the illegal use of the property as a house in multiple occupation.
The place has been emptied. There's one double bed in each room. All the bunk beds have been removed.
They've painted over all the mould as well. They're not getting away with that.
A month ago, Paul Champlina helped a landlord win an eviction order against a tenant who owed him over £7,000. Despite the court ordering the tenant, Brendan O'Brien, to leave, the last time Paul paid him a visit, he was still living in the flat.
and he was waiting for the eviction date to take to the council that he can be rehoused.
The landlord is abroad. Waiting for Paul is the bailiff, a locksmith, and AJ from the letting agency.
Nice to meet you. You okay?
It's almost 11 a.m, the time the bailiff is legally allowed to enter the property.
Let's go.
Paul is about to discover if the tenant has left.
Landlord, he's left the keys. At least he had the decency to leave the keys, but we will change the locks, obviously. We don't want to come back, so yeah. It's 11 o'clock now.
Hello? From the court, hello?
The non-paying tenant has kept his word. It looks like he waited until eviction day, but left just before the bailiffs arrived.
It's unbearable. I mean, the guy was a chain smoker, it stunk, he'd had a cat, it was a tiny little flat and he wasn't open a window. It was horrible. Oh, the state of it. This is all orange from smoke, isn't it? From cigarette smoke.
Tiles are orange.
Yeah, it's just grim. This is just absolutely disgusting. I mean, look at these are all this is supposed to be white. It's yellow. I feel itchy being here. It's horrible. I mean, look at the pots and pans. Look, how long has that been there? Look, there's flies. Oh, it's absolutely disgusting.
It's worse than bedroom.
Is it? Okay. Do I need to take a deep breath?
You may need to.
Oh my god. Open windows. This is how people live. Look at the dampness there. Look. Oh, that's terrible. It's quite clear that he didn't allow Eugene any access, which is a real big problem for landlords. You know, some tenants will try their best to clean up the property, some just don't care. And in this case, it was terrible. And the problem we had with all of this is that you couldn't get access, and he wouldn't give you access. One, he owed you money, and two, he's embarrassed. He doesn't want you to see the state of the property.
He wouldn't even answer our emails, phone calls, texts, yeah.
No wonder he didn't want you to come in the property.
The landlord, Eugene, is currently abroad. When he returns, he'll have his flat back and a lot of work to do.
This was a complete refurb. He would have to spend quite a few £1,000s to get that up to a lettable state again to re-let. I think when Eugene comes back, if it is as it is now, I think he's going to have a heart attack.
Okay, we've got access now, that's the main thing.
Council Enforcement Officer Micaiah Angus is on the trail of a bad landlord. She's already had one run-in with him after discovering up to 18 people living in a two-bed flat he's let out.
This landlord has a habit of taking on privately owned properties and renting them out to as many people as he can cram into them.
Now, along with colleague Joe Smith, Micaiah is en route to another property he's renting. He's suspected of illegally dividing the house in question into flats, so today they plan to raid it.
From looking at it from the street, this property has at least 6 units in it.
Micaiah has a court warrant to enter.
London Borough of Harrow, please come to the door, otherwise the doors will be forced.
And police back up.
It did feel satisfying. It's the liberties he's taking with other people's lives.
This is my last warning. We are entering at force. London Borough of Harrow, we are executing a warrant of entry.
Fine, we start at the top. We're entering all the units in here. I would like to see some ID.
Oh, sorry, I need to go to work.
We have a locksmith, so if you don't let us in, we'll come in.
To build their case against the landlord, Micaiah and Joe need to collect evidence.
How many other people are there in the property that you know of? One couple here,
One couple here, downstairs 3 boys.
How much do you pay a month?
750.
And do you have a tenancy agreement?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Not only has the house been illegally divided up, the rooms are crammed with beds.
There's somewhere between 2, 4 or even 6 individuals in here. And they're paying a lot of money for it.
Hello there, I'm Jo Smith from Harrow Council. Which area of this house do you live in? Is it just the ground floor?
I live only here, in this room.
Is it just a single room with a bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah. It's literally a maze. The ladies that I've been speaking to are both Romanians. They don't know enough about the landlords. They've got no tenancy agreement.
136.
It's all a bit odd, and to be honest, I'm glad we've got in because there's no smoke alarms, there's no heat detectors, there's a shared kitchen for way too many people by the sounds of it. Numbers vary from 8 to 10 to 15.
Good morning, London Borough of Harrow. Coming to execute a warrant.
Okay, for what though?
Because this place is unsafe.
For?
Occupants, people. How long have you been here?
Just 2 months or something.
How much do you pay a month, please?
750. If there's something wrong with the place, I don't understand why.
There is something wrong. There's a lot wrong with this place. The meters are unregistered. Yeah?
So the whole conversion of this property is unregistered?
You mean this whole property is basically illegal?
Yes.
Now you see why we had to come in.
It's overcrowded, it's got fire safety risks, it's a dump.
Today's raid has given the housing officers vital evidence.
Thank you.
They believe they now have proof the landlord is renting out several illegal properties in their borough. He's facing prosecution and, if convicted, could be hit with a large fine or possibly even jail time. Next time,
It's private property, look.
Do not touch me.
a raid by council housing officer Mikaya on a suburban bungalow turns fractious.
What do you want from me? Make a trouble you want
I'm not
me?
making trouble.
Make me homeless with my boy?
Chris goes to the aid of a landlord whose home is occupied without her knowledge.
This has got all the look, the feel and the smell of a squat.
And Paul helps a reluctant landlord
Hi.
evict a non-paying tenant.
It's just such a mess. I just don't see how is this going to be restored.